YouTube. How we doing, family? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Yo Hoops, and this is another episode of Fading the Public. We go over every NBA game every day. Today is January 5th, 2025, and we have a 6-game slate. I'm looking to knock it out. Yesterday, we got hit up a little bit, but I promise we're bouncing back today. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. Recapping yesterday's games, we went 0-3. We got swept by the Bucks. They got us yesterday. We're going to bounce back, though. Our first play was the Spurs +4 against the Nuggets. I thought it was a good spot for the Spurs, and it looked good all the way through. It was a tie game with 14 seconds left, and the Nuggets weren't able to win the game there, so it went to overtime, and you never want a dog in overtime. The Spurs looked dead. Wemby looked like he had tired legs, turned it over 3 times in a row in overtime. And that's fair. They got us there. Our second play was the Chicago Bulls and New York Knicks under the 238. That one was a bad read by me. I know both teams have been scoring a lot of points this season, and I thought 238 was a high number, but the game ended at like 270, so I'll reevaluate that. Our third pick was the Memphis Grizzlies +3 against the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors. And the Warriors got the job done. No Curry. Wiggins was out there hitting threes. Draymond was out there orchestrating the defense. It was a tough spot. Memphis had 22 turnovers, and they still only lost by 8, but regardless, unacceptable to get swept, and we'll absolutely bounce back today. Overall, we're still 6-4 ATS on our highlighted plays, and on every pick that we've made, we're 20-12 ATS on every NBA game in the new year, and that's with plus money dogs mixed in. So we're still absolutely killing it, but no good going 0-3, and we'll bounce back today. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. First up, we have the Boston Celtics in Oklahoma City taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder are laying 2 points, and the total is 222. I like this game. These are two of the best teams in the league. The line opened at Thunder -1.5, so there's some pressure coming in on the Thunder side now that it's -2. When I look closer, in their last 10 for the Celtics, they've lost 4 games, and they were to the Pacers, the Sixers, the Magic, and the Bulls. So none of those 4 teams are great. They're no competition like the Thunder. When I look at the Thunder in their last 10, they lost the NBA Cup game, the final, 10 games ago, and ever since they're on a 9-0 run. OKC is on a 9-game winning streak right now since the NBA Cup. At home, they're 11-5-1 ATS as favorites, while Boston is 0-1 the one time they were dogs on the road, and that was in Cleveland a while back. This one is a tough one because, like I said, these are two of the best teams in the league, and the Celtics aren't going down without a fight. That's why it's only a 2-point line. But I'll take the OKC -2 as my first pick of the day, and I also lean towards this under 222. But I'll lock in that OKC -2 as my first selection of the day. Moving forward. Next up, we have the Charlotte Hornets in Cleveland taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs are laying 15.5, and the total is 223. This is a huge number, 15.5. It's a little tough because, like I said yesterday, I've been rolling with Cleveland laying the big numbers, and they've been getting the job done. When I look closer at these, the last meeting between these two teams ended 116-102 in Charlotte. Before that, it was 128-114 in Cleveland. Before 120-110 in Cleveland, and then before that Charlotte won 118-111 in Charlotte. So long story short, the Cavs haven't beat the Hornets by more than 14 points all season. So I just think the 15.5 is a little too much to lay. I'm not in love with this game, but I won't overcomplicate it. I'll lock in the Hornets plus 15.5 as my second selection. Moving forward. Next up, we have the New Orleans Pelicans in Washington taking on the Washington Wizards. Pelicans are laying 4.5 points, and the total is 234.5. Last game these two played, the Pelicans handled business. We were on the Wizards. We took the Wizards plus the points, plus 6.5, and the Pelicans blew them out by 12, 11 points. When I look at this, the Wizards are 8-10 ATS as home underdogs because we're in Washington in this game. The last game was in New Orleans. But New Orleans is 0-3 as road favorites this season. So they haven't even got a win being favorited on the road yet. DeJounte Murray was back in that last game when the Pelicans covered the 6-point line, but it looks like he's questionable in this one. And I'm going to take the Wizards plus the 4.5. I think that they can cover this line, potentially get the win in this spot. And I'm not in love with the Pelicans. Yeah, they got the job done last game, but I'm not going to start laying points with them on the regular. So I'll lock in the Wizards plus 4.5 as my third selection of the day. Moving forward. Next up, we have the Utah Jazz in Orlando taking on the Orlando Magic. The Magic are laying 5.5 points, and the total is 212. This is a tricky one because I like both of the teams in this spot. The Jazz on the road as dogs, they're 11-8 ATS this season, and we just took them yesterday against Miami as road dogs, and they covered and won the game money line. The Magic, though, I really like them at home. They're 10-3 ATS this season. They've been absolutely killing it at home, especially against the spread. Also, Utah, this is a back-to-back for them, and on no rest, they're 0-4 this season, so they haven't got a win on a back-to-back at all this season. It's just the thing for me is the injuries. When I analyze it, I mean, Paolo's coming back soon, but he's not back yet. Both Wagners are out. Jalen Suggs is out. Anthony Black is out for the Magic. So I have to take Utah, not only as my selection, but this is going to be my first highlighted play of the day. We're going to take Utah plus the 6 and hit up the money line. Moving forward. Next up, we have the LA Lakers in Houston taking on the Houston Rockets. Rockets are laying 4 and the total is 218. I like the way the Lakers have been playing recently. I really do. But home is the Rockets spot. The Rockets are 9-6 as home favorites this season, so they've been performing. The Lakers as road dogs, let me take a look here. Lakers are 5-6 as road dogs and 7-10 overall this season on the road. So in every game, just on the money line, they're 7-10. The Lakers are this season on the road. I'll take Houston here. I'm not in love with it, especially what I saw last game against the Celtics, but I feel like the Lakers 9 times out of 10 are overrated. The line has shrunk here. It opened at 5 and now it's Rockets -4. So I'll lock in the Rockets -4 as my next selection today. Moving forward. In our last and final game of the night, we have the Sacramento Kings in Golden State taking on the Golden State Warriors. Warriors are laying 3.5 points here, and the total is 225.5. I know the Kings haven't been good this season. We did take them against the Grizzlies in their last game, and they got the job done, covered the 3.5 points. With the Warriors, for me, it's just that they're so banged up at the moment. They're also coming off a back-to-back, having played yesterday. Curry is out still. Podziemski, I would assume, is still out based on it being the back-to-back. The Kings also aren't normally road dogs. In this spot, getting points on the road, the Kings are 3-2 this season ATS. So you're making money even though it's a small sample size. And the Warriors, on the other hand, as home favorites, are 6-7 ATS. So not horrible, but they're not blowing people out at home. Based on the injuries and based on the fact that we're going to get our money back from yesterday, I know the Warriors aren't winning 2 games in a row banged up on back-to-backs. We're rocking with the Kings +3 as our second highlighted play of the day. We're going to get it back in blood, baby. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's your boy Yo Hoops, and this is another episode of Fading the Public. We're 6-4 on our highlighted plays to start the new year, and that's mixing in plus money dogs. So absolutely excited about that. Overall on the season, I'm 20-12 on every NBA game that's occurred, 20-12 ATS. We're not taking backdoor plays, -300 plays, player props, the weird stuff you never heard of. These are the actual game lines, and we're 20-12 on every NBA game. Absolutely killing it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we're going to knock it out again today. I would recommend to parlay up my 2 highlighted plays today, the Jazz plus the points and the Kings plus the points. I think they're coming through for us, and we're going to make some money together. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.